ANM, American Northwest Magazine. Please subscribe. Good morning and welcome to American Northwest Magazine and American Northwest Magazine Financial Channel. We're going to do an overview today of the markets, the news, cryptocurrency, and we're going to start by going to our website, American Northwest Ventures. The easiest way to reach American Northwest Ventures, which is I guess you'd call it the parent page or parent venture of American Northwest Products, American Northwest Aviation, American Northwest Magazine, American Northwest Productions. We already said Products, American Northwest Transport. American Northwest Magazine, we have a YouTube channel, and we have a YouTube financial channel, ANM Financial Channel. And we're doing this video on American Northwest Financial Channel, ANM Financial Channel. So our main channel is American Northwest Magazine. And so again, the quickest way to find us would just be to ask or do a Google search for American Northwest Aviation. You'll come up with this website, and if you just go to the menu and click on More, you can go back to American Northwest Ventures, which has everything. Products, aviation, magazine, production, ground transportation. So going back to magazine, we don't have a direct link to American Northwest or Financial Channel, I don't believe yet. Let's see. No, we don't. But we have American Northwest Magazine YouTube channel, and in the description of all our videos, there's a link to American Northwest Magazine Financial Channel, which is what this video is on. I believe I'm going to put it up on American Northwest Magazine also with a few edits. If we go to a video on American Northwest Magazine, we can go into the description. How do we, there it is, more. Ay. There we go. All right, and you can see we have all our channels down at the bottom. Here's American Northwest Financial Channel, ANM Financial Channel, and ANM Aviation, American Northwest Aviation. We have a Mandarin channel we haven't worked on much yet, but we have a couple videos there. Anyway, just wanted to give you a quick overview of American Northwest Ventures. And just to review, American Northwest Ventures, if you go to the this is of course the desktop view. It's similar in the cell phone view or smartphone view. So they're all available here in the menu, and they're listed nicely right here. And you can click on each one down here as well as in the menu. There's American Northwest Aviation, where we do provide flight training, more specifically ground school preparation courses for the private pilot, all the way through the airline transport pilot rating, or actually that's a certificate, and an Airbus A320 type rating prep course. And if you're local, that would include using our Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 Flight Simulator, and ground instruction either in person or online on Microsoft Teams. We're just looking at some of, well, the 5 ventures here: American Northwest Aviation, American Northwest Magazine, American Northwest Productions, which I'm a musician and songwriter, and I play keyboards and guitars, bass guitar, drums, blues harp, and of course do all my own vocals as well. And there are some examples of our work on that website. American Northwest Products, we did build tables. Here's a beautiful one. We sold for about $600, which nowadays would sell for about $1,000. American Northwest Transport will be, again, all of these are startups, and the current services right now are, well, actually, we don't have anything. We're working on a limo service and some, maybe a box truck freight transportation service, concentrating on the Bellingham to Seattle corridor and Vancouver, Canada to Bellingham corridor. So back to today's briefing. We're going to do a scan for the, well, actually we need to get back to the Bitcoin chart here, because we did just fire off a long, and let's see how it's doing. Here's BTC. Okay, we're in profit. We fired the long somewhere around right here using E-Trade, and I like to buy ARC-B, the ETF, when I'm trading, because very low commissions. In fact, I paid less than $100 of commissions last year for all my trades. So we're up $50 on that trade. And let's see what's happening here. RSI is coming up to the top. And we don't have a lot of volume. This is the 1 minute chart. Very little volume, so we're going to hang on to that for a little bit. RSI is down up at 85. Yeah, we're going to continue to monitor that while we're doing this video. Let's quickly do a largest gains. So stocks, top gainers. We're using TradingView.com, which is free to use. Smart Power Corp, up 74%. Market cap's only 45 million. $2 a share, basically. Let's take a look at their chart. The spread's only 1 cent. RSI is at the top here. Looks like a decent thing to trade, possibly. But I wouldn't enter right now with RSI right here, but there's good green volume. RSI is leveling off. That's the only one we'll look at right now there. Let's go back to Bitcoin and look at CoinGlass liquidations. It looks like Bitcoin has a big liquidation area at 74.7. So where are we now? We're right about 74,000. So, well, we can wait till we get up to 74.7 before we consider selling, possibly. So that's the biggest liquidation area, 74.7. This is coinglass.com. You know, I'm not going to say what website we're on because it's real clear where we are right here if you want to copy what we're looking at. If we go to the, let's see, this is the, I'm trying to find, oh, here's Binance liquidation map. Let's refresh this. We're at 74,000 right there. When we refresh, we're at 73.9. Okay. So this is on the 1-day chart. I think is more relevant for scalping or day trading. And I see pressure for it to go down. Well, actually, you know, we've got 63 million in liquidations on that side, and this is on Binance. And what do I mean 63 million? No, that's not the, it's 811 million in shorts. And 806 million in longs, somewhere around there. They're pretty well close. So the price could just stay where it is for a while. I don't see a lot of pressure to wipe out the shorts, but look at these longs accumulating. And if we look at the, you know, if we look at the 7-day chart, I see the price pressure going down to liquidate these longs, possibly even down into the high 60s. As far as going up to liquidate the shorts, well, if there's upward pressure, yeah, it'll liquidate these shorts, but you can see the shorts are much less on the 7-day chart than the longs. 3.11 billion versus 1 billion on the shorts. So I do see the pressure for it to go down, especially, you know, down to 72.3, which would be when I would possibly start entering longs again, all the way down to 69,000. But that's over the next few days, 7 days. The 30-day, about the same scenario. Looks like about a looks like about a 3-to-1 longs to shorts. So again, more pressure to go down. It can get deep into the mid 60s to liquidate these leveraged positions on the longs. Just looking generally at the coinglass.com page, and again, you can find those liquidation charts. I was looking at the liquidation map and the liquidation heat map just now. Looking at the overall market, gold futures, gold has slipped a little, and it is down 22%, below 5,000. And the theory is, from certain people like Ran on YouTube, is that when we have a collapse of countries, you know, like the possibility of Iran collapsing, and, you know, people putting their money into Bitcoin for a safe haven, is a more popular thing right now than to go into gold. So it seems gold is a basic place to put your money, but when we have real disaster of nation states possibly failing and people trying to take their money out of, for example, Iran, the real safe haven is Bitcoin, because you can leave. I did a little research on it last night, and the one exchange available in, I forgot the name of it, available in Iran. If anyone knows, please put it in the comment section. It's pretty hard to access outside of Iran. You can do it, but it's risky apparently. I'm not quite sure why it's risky. So there's nothing stopping Iranians from taking a hardware wallet out. And again, you don't actually have your Bitcoin or other crypto on a hardware wallet. It's just information. It's just the keys. So there is no limitation in most countries to leave with a hardware wallet. You know, the U.S., you can't leave the country without declaring that you have more than $10,000. So if you want to take more than $10,000 out of the U.S., hardware wallet works as well. You're not actually taking it out, you're just able to access that Bitcoin outside of the country on different platforms. Well, you would access the, for example, I have a Treasure wallet. I would access the Treasure program outside of the U.S., and I would be able to transfer that to whatever exchange is out there if I want to cash in the local currency. But my point is that gold is slipping because of the war, I would say, more than anything, and the possibility we're having World War III now. And Bitcoin is surging. However, after briefing myself over the past few weeks, it looks like we're still going to overall have a downtrend with Bitcoin, possibly touching down into the 40s, but more than likely I would say the mid 50s. And we'll start buying after the dip. But we'll continue to day trade or scalp on Bitcoin and other assets during this period. But we plan to stock up on Bitcoin, Solana, and Ethereum, and possibly some other cryptos like Sui. Once Bitcoin goes down into the mid 50s, but we'll start buying, I think, pretty much as it's descending from where it is. So the theories are that Bitcoin will be at its lowest price in March to April. We should hit the bottom, but a lot of people are thinking it'll be as late as October. So, but you don't want to get caught not owning it as it increases. So you might even start dollar cost averaging now, as we expect it to possibly go down. We might see a surge up into the 80s, but consensus seems to be that it will drop back down into the at least into the 60s, if not all the way down to the 40s. I shouldn't say if not, or even more so into the 40s. And it looks like we lost our little bit of profit there. Let's check up on that. I'm looking at my E-Trade account. And now we're only up $11 on that trade. I should say, what percent? 0.12%. The RSI is not real high. Volume's not very high. I'm tempted to buy some more right now. Oop. It just popped up. Okay. let's go back to CREG, which was up quite a bit. Let's see how much it gapped overnight. Let's see if we can see it. There's the gap, which was 7 o'clock this morning. Well, it didn't really gap. This was during the market open. I don't know if you can technically call that a gap. And it's rolling over, it looks like. But the RSI is down at the bottom here. But again, because this, well, again, it's not like a gap up. Might be worth trading, but I'm not going to right now. All right, let's take a look at West Texas crude for the day. It's up slightly, still under $100 a barrel. Volume is below average, but RSI is getting down to 27. It might be a good trade. But you know what? I don't know how to trade West Texas WTI. I've been trading Batillion, BATL, I think it is. One thing to note is that West Texas oil, West Texas crude is not, obviously it's not affected directly by the closure of the Strait of Hormuz because it comes out of Texas. But of course all oil prices go up and down when there's a shortage or a surplus. So back to Bitcoin. We've got a candle up to 74. And just checking our profit for this trade, which we entered about 20 minutes ago. We're up $21, 0.8%. So again, to recap, I'm on the fence of whether, we could be at the bottom of Bitcoin right now because of geopolitical events. But the consensus is that we are going to continue down as soon as we've cleared out some of the shorts, possibly up into the 80s. And let's go ahead and look at the liquidation chart again, or the liquidation heat map. $74,000. A lot of liquidations can happen there. Or excuse me, there's a lot of liquidity there, which means once we hit that, I expect it to come back down. I don't see a lot up higher. There's not a lot of liquidity up here. Most of the liquidity is right here at 74.7. I don't expect the price to go much higher than that today. And if we start to fall, we've got a lot of buyers at 73.3. So we're going to probably be range bound between 73 and 75 for at least the day, I think. It doesn't look like we're going to have a huge breakout. And again, I'm basing that off of looking at the liquidation map. I'm going to refresh this. It's at 73.8 here, and I think we're back up to 74. We're looking at this number here. There we go. Yeah, we are at 74 now. And the shorts are slightly less than the longs. So again, not a lot of upward pressure at this point. I stick with we're staying between 73 and 75 today. Well, thank you for watching, and please visit the description. ANM, American Northwest Magazine. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching.